There he is. He's looking at his watch.
Head coach of the North Dakota State Bison.
What does this mean? We're late? Dave Richmond. How are you? What's up?
Great.
How's life? Good to be here.
Coach, I want before I ask you a question, I want to ask Goodman a question. Pronounce the nickname of this team, North Dakota State.
If you get this wrong, Jeff, there is going to be people in Fargo all over your social media. Let me just give you a heads up.
I'm going to screw it up. Are you telling me?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. The Bison. I don't know.
B-I-Z-U-N.
Bison. The Bison. The Bison.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble already. I'm in trouble already. How are you?
Great.
I spent all morning, and he can attest to this. I spent all morning trying to dig up dirt on you.
I heard this was
You
going to happen.
did you hear this?
Yes.
Yeah, I was looking around.
I got my people, like they're padded, right? They know.
Like Tim Miles had nothing on you. Nothing. He's a choir boy.
Yeah. He
I mean,
said,
come
ask him
on.
about his shoulders. He said he has
But
great
I
shoulders.
have all kinds of things.
Right. We all do.
Scars.
Right? We all do. We could get him fired in about 5 minutes.
I was raised in this profession by Timmy Miles and Saul Phillips. I mean,
How are you normal?
Yes. How?
You're not
How did that
normal.
happen?
You're not normal.
somebody had to be normal.
You
in
can't
that
be
room.
normal with
Somebody
those
had
guys
to be
around.
normal in that room. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the program you have here because you are picked third in the preseason poll. 2 people picked you to win it. And all of this is happening.
My mom and my dad.
Your mom and your dad. All of this is happening after you lose a guy that transferred to Alabama, Grant Nelson. How that level of continuity and that level of expectation of success, despite losing a guy that averaged 17, 9, couple blocks, couple assists. How do you maintain that?
We're fortunate. We have when you come to North Dakota, there's certainly that perception, right? But in the same sense is we're a big fish in a small pond, and we have unbelievable support. We have unbelievable resources, and we're very fortunate. We're very proud of those things. Our shack, our Sanford Health Athletic Complex, our Shields Center are gorgeous facilities. I challenge anybody in mid-major basketball to come and check those things out. And so it starts from there, and then I'm not the most intelligent guy in the world, but I know this. I'm going to surround myself with people that are better, more talented, smarter than I am. I think there's such a narrative where you need to coddle your kids or you need to do this and this. Like at the end of the day, you still need to coach them, and you still need to have kids that want to be coached and get better. Tim used to tell me about an attitude that craves improvement. And fortunately for us, I enjoy games, right, immensely. The competitive fiber in you, right? But just as fun for me is Monday mornings. And we talk about just getting better. And you sit here, and I hope this event is terrific. To have you two here and to do these things is great for the Summit League. And I hope at some point we can get to a point where we have multiple bids. But right now the reality is it's a one big league. Yeah. And we need to be playing our best basketball in February and March. The only way you do that is to have the right kids. In the lifestyle that is college basketball this day and age with 365, all that, and so we've got wonderful, wonderful young men. They come from terrific families, and certainly blessed to be their coach.
You talk about playing your best basketball at the end of the season. Last year, I believe you had one Division I win heading into the December 30th, right?
My bosses are right over there. You're not supposed to remind me of those things.
But you finished, I believe it was third in the Summer League last year, right? How do you improve over the year like that? Where did that come from?
Well, I'm going to go on a narrative here in the soapbox, not just for us, but all the mid-major basketball. You can, and I said this earlier today, you cannot judge a book by its cover in mid-major basketball. Non-conference scheduling is the hardest piece of our job right now, and there's parameters that need to be met. We spent 14 to 17 days on the road. I remember when we're in New Mexico last year for an MTE, we had sick rooms and not sick rooms. There's all kinds of those things. And now you throw into account that we got a bunch of freshmen on the floor.
You were young.
We were really young. Yeah. And so, but fortunately, you go back to the character, the integrity of the guys in the room. Was it tough? Absolutely, it was tough. Did I have a few more bourbons at night to survive? Yeah, I did. But the guys kept sticking around and getting better and showing up. And we won 5 in a row at one point and played some really good basketball here. And fortunate the way it ended. Good, not great.
All right. With Grant, I think a lot of people want to know, like, what's it like for you when you find a guy like this, you evaluate him, you develop him, and then you lose them because of NIL.
Yeah.
You know, NIL and the chance to play, obviously, at the high major level. How difficult is that to swallow these days? Or do you just have to be, hey, you know what, Grant? All the best, man. All the best, and you earned it. What do you do?
Yeah, Jeff, and I appreciate that question, and you guys have a job to
Yeah.
do, and I understand it. And every single young man that's played for us, I don't like them, I love them.
Yeah.
There's just no possible way to not love them. Today is about 14 guys that are with us, and just extremely, extremely excited to coach them and get better with them. And it's just a terrific guys that continue to reflect a blue collar community in Fargo, and the way they handle their business in life, the way they handle their business in the classroom, the way they continue to get better on the court. That's what we're excited about. There has been players that have left North Dakota State in the past. There's players that are going to leave North Dakota State in the future. And guess what? The expectations, the standards,
You'll be fine.
Are going to be the same.
Yeah.
And what we are is we're going to love everybody. We're going to continue to love everybody, but we're going to pour ourselves
He
into.
totally dodged my question.
Darn right I did.
Totally
Darn right.
dodged
Yeah.
it. Like that was elite.
Yeah.
You've done this a few years, haven't
Once
you?
or twice. And listen,
Yeah.
there's the transfer portal, NIL,
Yeah.
it's here,
Yeah,
gentlemen,
I
as you
I
know. And,
well,
and
I
we're
just
gonna
wonder how
embrace it.
how you like some coaches are telling me now, hey, I'm recruiting dudes and I'm basically telling them, you know what? If I can get you to a high major level in a couple of years, I've done my job. Like they're almost selling that, which I think is really hard, right? Like you don't want to sell that. You want to coach them for 4 years.
Like, listen, my father was a junior college football coach. He was a junior college president. I sat the bench on a junior college team for a year. I coached junior college. There is that. As long as I'm a head coach somewhere, that will never be our message. But like I said, someone's going to leave. Like I'm not naive to that.
That's reality.
That's reality. But the cool part, what hasn't changed, is there's still 5 dudes competing against 5 dudes.
Yeah.
And you can talk Hoosiers. Like there's 2 hoops, 94 feet. We still get to play basketball.
Coach them up.
Coach them up.
Yep.
Darn right.
So you guys bring back the 16th most minutes in Division I despite losing Grant.
After last year, what was it? Right?
So I heard
last
this,
year,
I
wasn't
heard
there
this
stat?
earlier,
Yeah.
Rob, like someone said 15, and I'm like, there's no way. Because we still only have 1 senior on the roster.
It just shows you the
And
rest of the
it
country.
tells you what's going
Right,
on
exactly.
across. Yeah.
Well, my question was going to be that level of continuity. Should we expect a better start this year? Like if you had a December,
You better. Hey, you better, or else
Yeah, I know.
you're going to be done.
I mean, I hope so. I really do. Now, you spend 3 hours in the car with Bowden on the way down, and you talk politics, you talk social media, you talk faith, you talk about everything. But one of the things we talked about was obviously our team. And Robert, to your point, we're light years ahead of where we were last year. I mean, it was John Wooden. Let's figure out how to put our socks on, tie our shoes, and do all
you need to help him with that.
Do all those things. I did see I got 4 girls.
Yeah.
You're a girl dad.
Oh
right?
yeah, I only got one. I could only handle one.
The drip, but the drip factor, like they'll tell you if it's not
everything,
real.
everything.
Everything.
No, she'll tell me, the bald spot on my head.
You know what I always
whatever
get
it
is my eyebrows. They always pluck
Really?
my eyebrows. Yeah.
All right, that's good. You got 4.
Well,
I
it is.
mean,
It's really good because I don't want to be that guy.
What's wrong with your eyebrows?
My eyebrows are great, but that's because my
Because of
girls
that?
are plucking them. Yeah.
how old are your girls?
16, 14, and for the fun of it, we threw twins in at the end.
I heard this. So I
Yes.
heard this.
Yeah.
You 2 girls.
Yep.
And you're like, I'm gonna try again, see if we can get the boy. Instead, you get twin girls.
No.
Is that
So
true?
I married a Catholic farm girl,
Okay.
and she wanted 4. I wanted 2.
Okay.
We did the marriage thing. We settled on 3.
got
She
her way.
prayed harder, like they always do. You guys know the deal.
You got 4.
We got 4. Wouldn't change it for the world. Twins is the
Listen,
coolest
4
thing ever.
girls, man. All the power to you. I
Yeah.
got enough.
And here's the deal. Like I've heard it all. No, we're not having another one for a starting 5.
Yeah.
No, we're not shooting for a boy. We've got everything
done.
we need.
We're done.
We're done.
Man.
So we are going to talk to Bowden here in a minute, but before we do, you mentioned when we talked to you for the Almanac that Jakari White is night and day difference from last season. Talk to me about him. Talk to me about what you hope to see from him.
I want to let Jakari tell the story, and at some point, I think and hope he's going to be able to tell the story. But Jakari's got a story. I'll leave it at that. And when you go through that story that he's had, you're looking to establish roots, right? And I told Jakari, like again, you
Did
go
you say
back
roots?
when you talk about like the narrative of the transfer portal.
I didn't understand the word. The word there.
Roots, like
Roots.
establishing roots.
I was trying to make fun of you for the word roots.
See, I told you
instead
I'm
of roots.
I'm slow.
It's
Like
okay.
bison.
I'm
Like
slow.
I'm
Like
kidding.
I'm
bison.
slow. You
He
got to
doesn't
just
know, he doesn't
can
know
you-
words.
can you write that down here for me,
Roots?
please? Yeah.
Can you read anything there?
Yeah. No.
Can you read any of that?
Your chickens. Are you a doctor or
No,
are you?
no, I'm not a doctor.
Ah.
Trust me, I'm no doctor.
Yeah. So, but I think what we told Jakari is his greatest decision wasn't to come to North Dakota State. His greatest decision was to come back to North Dakota State and allow some people to invest in him, for him to gain some trust in some people. And because of that, he's matured. He's physically stronger. There's a level of security and comfort in his life. And just really, really proud of that young man.
I hear Bowden likes to talk a little trash. Is that true? And and sometimes you get on him about it. Sometimes a little bit
Well,
much.
Bowden and I talk trash to each other. I mean, you got to come to it. We finally had a moment in practice the other day where he's yelling at me, I'm yelling at him, and
Really?
oh, it's beautiful. It's
That's the way it should be.
Exactly,
right?
It's conflict. How do you get better?
Exactly. No.
I'll tell you this, and I will stand on this table. I will bang my fist for Bowden Scumberg, a very, very misunderstood individual. And I think there'd be some people in Fargo that would tell you the same thing about me. That
how are you misunderstood?
Well, because for 30 or 35 times a year,
Yeah.
for 2 hours a day, we're competitive, we're intense, we don't smile very much,
Yeah.
right? Get to know us outside of those things, right? That Bowden Scumberg is in hospitals all the time with kids with cancer. There is nobody deeper in their faith than Bowden Scumberg. Now, when he gets on the court, like, he's a changed man. And you know what? I'm glad he's on our team for that. Yeah, absolutely.
I need your best Tim Miles story.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Yeah.
Tim
We'll just-
Miles,
I just
Saul
want you to
Phillips. We could be here all day.
Some of this like can't be on air. Like I tell you, the majority.
No, it doesn't matter. We don't.
majority of
Tim
this,
doesn't care.
I'll tell you real quick. The first time that I met Tim Miles was at the Final Four in 2014.
Yeah.
Sitting at a table, Goodman's there, a bunch of media guys are there, a couple other coaches are there.
This is
And he
great.
comes strolling up with a backpack on. He sets the backpack on the table, and we're just looking at it, and we notice that the backpack is like leaking. It's dripping. There's
Coors Light.
water coming out of it. So we're like, Tim, your backpack is leaking. Like, what is happening here? He's like, oh, check this out, guys. So he opens it up, and he's got a 12-pack of Coors Light on ice in his backpack.
Unbelievable.
That's Timmy Miles for you.
That's not unbelievable.
Dripping.
I mean, that's
He's
him.
walking through the
Oh, yeah.
hotel lobby dripping.
Leaving a trail
The
of
wrong
water.
kind of drip.
Yeah,
Though.
the wrong. He has no real drip.
Yeah. So we host we opened our facility up 7-8 years ago, and the people at Sanford want to do a coaches clinic. So Tim Miles, Saul Phillips, Tom Billiter, myself. It was the worst 48 hours. Like, I'm babysitting. That's all I did was babysit.
Really?
Like, as soon as they got back, they said they want to do this again. I said, that's fine.
About
I'm out. You know, San
Can't deal with
Jose's coming to North Dakota State this year.
no, you're
We're-
bringing him in.
November 27th, we're there.
Oh, come on!
December 4th, they're coming back.
Wow.
Which is, hey, kudos to Tim. Everybody's ducking and
Yep.
dodging everything.
Yep.
Like, he's coming. So his son Gabe is running track at NDSU, and he's helping us out as a
Oh.
manager.
Oh, that's cool.
It's full circle for me. It's awesome having Gabe around. But I just told people when he comes back, I'm going to compete against him for
Yeah.
40 minutes. I got no part of babysitting him when he's in Florida, because that's what it is. It's babysitting.
Listen, great seeing you.
Hey, you
man.
guys do a
great
terrific
seeing
job.
you.
I appreciate
it's
this.
great to be here.
Yeah.
Really
Thank you
good to
very
be
much.
here. Great to
Hey,
see you.
always a pleasure, man.
And
Hey, Fargo's the next stop on your.
I know we got to get there. We
Oh,
do.
we
got to
were
get
just
there.
we were talking
Write that down.
earlier.
I know.
Write that down.
All right,
South
all right,
Dakota
done.
State, North Dakota State. We got to get to a game.
Yeah,
Brookings?
we-
no,
No,
Fargo.
Hey, both. I'm talking about the rivalry.
I
As
know.
you guys play,
We
gotta
are
be
going to
there.
do it.
Good.
I'm telling you.
I'm gonna hold you to
All
that.
right. All right. We're in.
Appreciate
We're
you,
in.
gentlemen.
Great seeing you.
Coming up next, we are going to be talking to the guy that Coach Richmond told us he loves to yell at in practice in Bowden Scumberg here. And I do think that the North Dakota State program overall, they've been in the last five Summer League
Yeah, it's
championships.
amazing.
They've lost the last three, which is probably why he was saying that he they ended the season strong, not as strong as they would have liked. But I think it's underrated in terms of what people, the way that people view it. And then look at the coaches that come through it too.
Oh, it's amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. There he is.
Yep, we got Bowden coming up here.
Bowden, Jeff Goodman. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good. Rob Dosser, good to see you, man.
To meet you.
How's everything? Yeah. Good day so far.
Great day.
How's practice going?
Good. It's been grind.
Yeah. We hear you and Coach have had a few battles here.
Okay.
Going at it a little bit.
Hey, we've been kind of on a little cold streak of going at each other, but I think last week we got after it. I mean, when the season gets going, we get after
You
it.
do.
A lot of plays. Oh, yeah.
Because you're similar. Is
Oh,
is
yeah.
that part of the
I
deal?
feel like we know it's out of love.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It kind of sets the tone for practice. We compete, and you know, he's a dog too.
The word I got is you are an elite trash talker.
Ooh.
Is this true? Elite.
I like to consider myself the best. The best
Really?
trash talker. Hey,
Really?
I'm the self-proclaimed best trash talker I know. So.
I'm not even going to ask because I think I'll get you in trouble. What your best trash talking
Oh, yeah.
moment was? I'm not sure we can repeat that, right?
I guess one moment I remember Dave was using my huddle. He's saying stuff to me. I was like, something in practice, and I had like the game-winning shot or something. And I got to say a lot to Dave, and he shut up real quick. So
who else? Who can give you a run for your money in the league that you play against? Who else is really high-level trash talker maybe that you've gone up against? Anybody come to mind?
There's some dudes on Omaha.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but Omaha will.
They can get after it.
They'll clap back.
Really?
Yo.
That's fun though. Hey, listen, it's what makes college part of, not for everybody, but if that helps get you going too, which it sounds like it does.
I think it's part of the game, and I think players, coaches, we know it's all love. You know,
Right,
at the end of the day, I'll see him in the hallway or something. You know, all love for sure. Yeah.
What is the key to a good trash talker? Like what is the most important part of being a good trash talker?
You can't trash talk and not be good,
Right,
you know, or you can't back it up. You know, that's the thing. If you're a trash talk, you gotta back it up.
Mm-hmm.
This year, obviously, last year you guys were so young, so inexperienced.
Oh, yeah.
This year it's kind of flipped, right? I mean, other than one key player,
Absolutely.
which it's almost like taboo after talking to Richmond to mention his name. He
Oh,
deflected
the
but I'm gonna with you. We're gonna hit you the question after, but how different is the mindset of this year with kind of everybody coming back and most guys know what's to be expected?
Yeah, I mean, Grant's probably one of my best friends.
Yep.
You can't ever really replace a guy like that. But you know, we don't really care, honestly. Like we got 13 dogs in the locker room every single day. You know, we're not really worried at all, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So North Dakota State, you've played in the last five Summit League Conference Championship games. Lost the last three. You're a senior. How much is that weighing on you? How much is that motivation to get back to get to the dance motivating you?
Dave likes to say that we've been the bridesmaid for, every year I've been here, we've taken second. We hate it as a competitor. It sucks. But I think, going into this year, it's like a chip on your shoulder. Like I like playing with a chip on my shoulder. I like playing with like a little edge, and I think as Field of Fire for sure.
I love kind of your career arc, right? Didn't play much as a freshman, right? Barely played. Sophomore, role guy. Last year turned into a guy, and this year, obviously, even more is going to be expected of you. What are we going to see from you this year that maybe we didn't even see a year ago?
Yeah, I think just more of a complete leader. I think just getting the other players involved. Just focus on less tunnel vision, like more aspects like simplifying the game for me, spacing, getting other guys involved, just being a leader for sure.
Were you more worried about yourself last year because your role had expanded?
Yeah, going into my junior year, I was kind of thrown into the fire as a leader, going from one of the younger guys. Now I'm one of the oldest guys on the team. And I think that was really weird, and coach continues to push me to serve others, just be a leader on the team and keep them in mind.
Were you surprised by the level of, I don't want to say improvement, but the increased production that you had last season? I don't know how many people saw that coming, but you were a big scorer in high school, right?
Oh yeah, I mean,
he said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Oh yeah, I was a big scorer."
I mean, I feel, I feel like I'm a confident dude. I feel like I always had it in me. But...
Really, I didn't confidence. I didn't pick that up from you.
But I mean, I feel like I always had it in me. That wasn't my role. Wasn't my job right away. Coming out of high school, I feel like it was that's all I did in high school. And kind of a little reality shock my freshman year is like, all right, like these are grown men. These guys are tough. And I kind of had to, work my way in slowly defensively, start doing my thing, making my way into the rotation. And then, my role just kind of expanded. But I feel like I always knew I can, do it.
What about Andrew Morgan? We've heard a lot about Grant Nelson here. We've talked a lot about you today. Andrew Morgan, second team preseason all Summit League heading into the season, according to the coaches and to the people that voted. He was second team according to the almanac, what we put together. What have you what have you seen out of him? Where have you seen that development with Grant gone? I mean, there's going to be there's production available, shots available on the front.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like we haven't even seen anywhere near the best of Andrew Morgan yet. I mean, he's like a little farm boy. He's a dog. He'll get after it, and I feel like you'll see a lot of double teams this year. And I think that'll open up a lot for just the whole team. And I think he'll be just a key role in what we do this year for sure.
You guys went on a trip this past summer, didn't you?
Yeah,
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
How was that? And again, those trips generally are like, all right, maybe the competition's not great.
Yeah.
What did you guys get out of that?
I think from just like away from a basketball standpoint, I think it was fun to just hang out with the team from like away from just like basketball.
Yeah.
Get to know them, create relationships and bonds that are there for the rest of your life. But from a basketball standpoint, I think it was cool to play different teams besides just each other. Because ever since June, we're after it.
You're tired of seeing each other.
We're tired of competing against each other. It's cool to play and just to experience different kind of basketball for sure.
Well, probably same with the scrimmages coming up here soon, right? I mean, I'm not doing.
We don't have a scrimmage. We
You don't have any?
exhibitions.
You have exhibitions?
Yeah.
Two of them?
I think just one.
One?
I think here in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Really?
When I was in college, we did our trip to Ireland. And I don't remember anything about any of the games that we played over there, but I remember all of the experiences that we had.
What's the drinking age in Ireland?
No comment. So
that's what you remember.
let's just say I was suspended we played 4 games. I was suspended for the 4th game. All right.
Of course you
So
were.
you had a good time.
Yeah, we had a great time. But what do you take away from that trip? What did you guys do? What were the team bonding moments that you remember?
So I guess my biggest thing was just I like the temperature. I like the warm. I like how warm it is.
Well,
but
here today it's even getting a little chilly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I think it just kicking back and relaxing a little bit. We went zip lining, days on the beach, ATV rides. So I think it was all cool. But I think just kicking with the guys, just relaxing a little bit.
All right. So what's your take as a teammate of Grant's? Last question here. With him leaving again, you said you guys are really, really close.
Absolutely.
He goes to the high major level. A lot of people don't fault him. He gets NIL plus a chance to play for a school like Alabama in the SEC. How do you look at it as a teammate?
I don't. As a teammate, I'm glad. I'm happy for him. But as like a brother, a friend, he thought it was the right move. And if that's what's best for him and his family, if that's what they think, I'm all for it. Whatever's best for him, for sure.
You asking for anything out of that NIL money?
No,
kickback, anything there?
No, I'm not that kind of friend. But no, we're cool. But he's living a good life right now.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So are you.
Oh,
so
the best life.
Listen, really good meeting you. Looking forward to seeing you guys this year and what you guys can do, and hopefully end that bridesmaids deal. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Get one.